Hello, everybody. Yeah, sorry, we've been having technical issues here. My internet, or for some reason, the Rockfin page is not loading. I don't know if anyone else is having problems with Rockfin. I don't know if it's just my internet is being super slow, but I cannot. I cannot find. I can't get the Rockfin. I'm trying to load in some pages for this segment, and I can't get that. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's going on. The audio stream's bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. We'll take that down. We'll take down show starting soon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what to do. It's just not, it's not working. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Can you see and hear me okay? But Rockfin is not loading in. So I can't, I have to start it on StreamYard and then set, and then hit go live on Rockfin, and I can't get to Rockfin. Not on either one of my, I got to use Chrome for Rockfin. It's not working. Safari isn't loading. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Yeah, things are just not loading in. Hello, everybody. Hit the like button, everybody. I don't have a lot of time because I got to do a late show tonight. My audio and video are okay. Okay, well, I mean, that's good. At least I'm able to stream, but I don't, like, I can't answer the tips on Rockfin. Man, they fucking deep state will do whatever it has to do. Just to prevent what I'm doing. I don't know. It's just like they at every turn. So I don't know if you go to Venmo, I'll try to answer questions there. But I'll do this segment. I got it pretty much built out. So yeah, everything seems to be the Wi-Fi, even on my phone. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi in my building has gone shitty or something like that. I don't know. I don't know, everybody. What are you gonna do, huh, folks? All right, thank you, Doc. Well, hopefully Rockfin will load in, and I'll be able to go over there and answer the tips. All right, let's hold on a quick second. I know what I can do. Hold on.
I think that we need to be pretty.
All right, starting to load in a little. All right, here we go, folks. Getting a segment ready. Hit the like button, subscribe, share it out on your social media. Go to patreon.com. Oh, that one's not loading in. All right. God damn it.
I think that we
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem.
We turn now to that.
Almost there. Almost there.
Now, why are we here?
By the time Eisenhower is president,
I lost that one. Okay, okay, okay. Damn it, man.
Now, why are we?
All right. All right, there it is. Sorry. Oh, still tech issues. All right, we're just going to do this segment then. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching Ba-Boom, the Political Vigilante. So what have we seen? You know, oh, the Democrats love to say Trump's bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. But then they do either just as bad as he did or in some cases worse. So this just came out. This was in Yahoo News. John Kerry says Donald Trump destroyed the U.S.'s credibility on climate change. Now, Donald Trump, not good on climate. Very clearly awful on climate. Just Bear Sands, the tar sands or Bear Sands project in Utah. I mean, he just pipeline, took us out of the Paris Accord. I mean, he did not care about the environment at all. But the Democrats care about that much more. Like, can you see any light passing? Just barely. There's just that much more. And then they can laud themselves as these big champions of the environment when they don't care. And this is what this is about, to just keep us to go, oh boy. And more like, more of the lesser of two evil, vote any blue will do crowd going, at least we got rid of Trump. He was awful for the environment. Yeah, great. He was awful for the environment. What's Joe Biden done? Where's his Green New Deal? Oh, right, we don't have one. His infrastructure plan. What is there? Is there green energy in there? Kind of, but we don't really know. And when will we actually see it implemented? I don't know. There was $45 billion that's been allocated for rent relief. Only $3 billion of it has made it to Americans, as somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 Americans face eviction. And they just kicked that moratorium can down the road to October 3rd. Okay, great. Is Cory Bush going to sleep on the steps again in October? Eventually, the moratorium is going to end and people are going to be hungry. So this is more of this Democrat acting. There's so much better when they're not. Obama had the House and the Senate. He was a two-term president. He won overwhelmingly in both of his elections. Where was his sweeping Green New Deal? Where was it? Where was it? There was a period in there where they had the House and the Senate, and they could have got a lot done, and they didn't. Oh, the obstructionist Republicans. That's a lie. They had a filibuster-proof Senate. They lied about that. Because they know that is a piece of propaganda pie that the Americans will swallow. Oh, the Republicans gummed up the works, and the Republicans feed that to their base and say, oh, the Democrats got in the way. And it's not the case. The two parties got in the way of the American people, because if Obama really wanted, there was districts that voted for Obama twice that ended up voting for Trump in 2016. White districts. He had the will of the people. Bush, they had people like, we gave Bush 2 terms. He lied, got us into these wars. We want something. Obama could have come in and said, Green New Deal. And that's what he ran on in 2008. And I got suckered in. I thought, oh, he's going to change. And then I remember hearing during the campaign trail, he was like, and we're going to get out of these crazy wars that are just for oil. And we're going to do solar and wind. And I remember one campaign speech, he goes, and clean coal. And I was like, clean coal? What? Clean coal is a buzzword to keep coal states to vote. West Virginia and look, coal miners in those states, they don't want to keep mining coal. They're happy to get out of that racket. It's the only jobs they have. So they have to do it. It's like people don't want to work at Walmart. There's no other jobs. So Obama could have done all this stuff. And Kerry was his Secretary of State for the back half of it when Hillary started running for president. And what did Kerry do when he was the Secretary of State? Was he like really, really pushing Obama for climate change? No, he was rubber stamping Obama's wars. Kerry becomes chief advocate for U.S. attack. This is on Syria. That's what John Kerry did. Mr. Swiftboat anti-Vietnam was all good for the war machine when they started filling his pockets. That's what John Kerry did. Because that's what you do. You play ball. The Democratic Party says, we'll get you, man, we'll let you run for president, maybe even get to the White House. And if you give us a good run and you play by our rules, which is fostering military, fostering big Wall Street, letting the big pharmaceutical companies and the healthcare lobby prevent Americans from having single-payer healthcare, which, by the way, if we had single-payer healthcare, we probably would have had somewhere in the neighborhood of 200,000 less deaths during COVID. So instead of 600,000 deaths, we would have 400,000. That's what John Kerry could have been a part of under Biden and Obama. Joe Biden, our current president, that could give everybody Medicare for all because we're in a state of emergency due to a once-in-a-century pandemic. He could do student debt forgiveness. All these things Obama could have done in 2 terms, didn't do it. What was Kerry a part of during Obama's last year when Kerry was Secretary of State? Oh, Obama dropped 26,171 bombs in 2017. So this is just more ridiculous feeding we're resisting. Remember this big resistance by Nancy Pelosi when Trump gave this State of the Union speech? Remember this big resistance?
That's why my administration reversed the failing policies of the previous administration on Cuba. We are supporting the hopes of Cubans, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans to restore democracy. The United States is leading a 59-nation diplomatic coalition against
59 nations. There's like 100 and some nations around the world that are against this puppet Juan Guaido that these two people are about to stand up and cheer for.
the socialist dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. Maduro is an illegitimate ruler, a tyrant who brutalizes his people. But Maduro's grip on tyranny will be smashed and broken. Here this evening is a very brave man who carries with him the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of all Venezuelans. Joining us in the gallery is the true and legitimate president of Venezuela, Juan Guaido. Mr. President, please take this message back to your family.
She just stood with Juan Guaido, who's a CIA puppet. This is to show you when John Kerry, oh, Trump is so bad. They love when he's on board with bullshit regime change wars and CIA coups, and they're all good pals. They're all big pals. Look at this. And this didn't make the rounds on social media. Her ripping up his speech. That was the big show.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr.
Great
President.
honor. Thank you very much. Please take this message back that all Americans are united with the Venezuelan people in their righteous struggle for freedom. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Okay, so there's more of this ridiculous. I can't look at that. But here's the thing that just came out in The Guardian. Our leaders look climate change in the eye and shrug. And the Democrats once again control the Senate and the House and the White House. So where's the big? This whole thing here is just, this is planting the seed of, we tried to get the invite. That was the whole thing. Biden's got to spend half his time on doing all the crazy crap from Trump. Can't get anything done. Yeah, you can. You control the Congress. You could be like Medicare for all. His first day, he could have done all these things. In the infrastructure plan, a Green New Deal that's going to put all these Americans to work. He could have done it. Instead, it's all this back in the pit. He says the infrastructure is going to help with green. I'll believe it when I see it. It'll be little band-aids. It won't be what we really need. He's still okaying permits, fracking permits and pipelines. You got to scare these people that you're going to vote him out. Gavin Newsom is terrified that he's going to get recalled as governor of the state of California. So all of a sudden, because the lefty progressives are like, hey, man, why do you keep giving fracking permits? And he's kind of stopping that. And everyone's like, no, I'm not voting for Gavin Newsom in this recall election unless he guarantees me he's done fracking and he gives a Californian single-payer health care. If he does that, then I'll vote to keep him as governor. But I don't think he's going to, because he's bought and paid for just like Nancy Pelosi and everybody else. So this is just more, it's still trying to blame everything on Trump. Trump's gone. You guys have control of everything. Be leaders. So what? Come in to China and Russia and say, we're going to lead the world in green energy, rather than propping them up as these bad guys to justify more military spending. You know, when the military spending just got increased by $25 billion, who gave that? Was it the crazy Republicans and Trump? No, it was the democratically controlled Senate just gave Biden $25 more billion to the already bloated $743 billion war budget. We outspend the next somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 50. I've lost track of how many countries we outspend. So don't give me this. It's Trump's fault. Did Trump suck on the environment? Yeah, but he's gone. Shut up. He's gone. He's gone. I don't. What are you talking about? What? It's like, I'm in a new relationship. My old girlfriend was so crazy. That's why I gotta cheat on my new girlfriend. Ugh. What? What are you talking about? So this is more excuses. And the corporate media pushes it out there, and the vote any blue will do liberals will gobble this up. Because they'll always make excuses. Fox News made excuses for Trump. They didn't hold Trump accountable for his $1.5 trillion tax break that he gave the richest Americans. He didn't help out the working class like he said he was going to do. He bailed on them for the wealthy donors, which is what every president does. And Fox didn't hold him accountable for that. And just like MSNBC is not going to hold him accountable for this nonsense. The climate is collapsing. Record temperatures in the West Coast of the US, in Canada, in Antarctica, in the UK. Wildfires way ahead of wildfire season. The wildfire season started in June. We're already in August. We've already had fires most of the summer. They had wildfires up in New England and New York. And there was a fire in the Gulf of Mexico, for the love of God. There was just like a dragon was spitting fire. Remember that? Don't blame Trump. I'm sick of this Trump. Oh, but shut up. This is the same nonsense. It's Trump, the obstructionist. But they were trying to, last week, they were trying to say it was the Republicans' fault that the eviction moratorium wasn't extended. What? Everybody complaining. Oh, Joe Biden, who's in power, and the Democrats who are in power decided to extend it to October 3rd. Oh, weird. How did they make that happen? Because everyone pressured them. So this candy ass notion that don't be mean to the squad, don't be mean to the Democrats, don't be mean to the Progressive Caucus in Congress. They're our allies. No, they're not. Scare the shit out of them. Hey, Gavin Newsom, I'm not voting for you unless you guarantee me these things. So I donated money to squad members, and I don't live in their districts. I couldn't vote for them, but I donated money to them. Not a lot, but still. A bunch of us gave 10, 20, 30 bucks to people that didn't even represent us. And we thought we believed in them so much. So you better bet your sweet ass, fraud squad, that we're coming for you. We'll vote your asses out with the People's Party. Oh, you People's Party got in the way of Nina Turner. No, we didn't. The corporate Democratic machine got in the way of Nina Turner. But yeah, let's blame the People's Party. Yeah, let's blame the Green Party. Let's blame who? Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Let's blame Ralph Nader and Jill Stein and all these people that have no power. If the People's Party is so powerful, man, you shouldn't piss us off then. If we can just make people like Nina Turner lose, then I wouldn't piss us off. You might want to do what we want. Otherwise, we're going to just keep letting your beloved corporate Democrats lose. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and sniff out the bullshit when I hear this. This is just such nonsense. You can't blame Trump anymore. John Kerry, who are you? Who are you, John Kerry? You warmonger? You're blaming Trump? Ugh. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Boom. Let's see. Still no Rockfin loading in? Sorry, gang. I really apologize for that. I don't know what to tell you. I really apologize. It just sucks when there's a tech issue. It just sucks. Yeah, everything's kind of low. My Twitter's loading in slow. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I can't. It's saying Rockfin won't load into my. I don't. It says it's loading in, and then it kind of loads in, and then wait. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Rockfin has loaded in, ladies and gentlemen. I have confirmation. Rockfin is loading in. Be advised. Rockfin is loading in. Rockfin is up and running, kids. There we go. Jump on over to the Rockfin. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us on the Rock. Is it loading in? We'll see. I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Running on a Dem ticket is a losing strategy. Yes, so true. There's a lot of planes all over. That's odd for my area. What's going on? Oh, that's weird. Governor Cuomo. Yeah, I mean, he's guilty. He's been sexually harassing people and groping them or whatever. So, I mean, yeah, that's a reason to fire him, but they also should be firing him for all the people he allowed dying by, cutting hospitals over the last 10 years, and the way his state-run healthcare was awful, and he just did it for money, so that when this pandemic hit, it made it worse. So he should be really fired for that. That should be the top reason. Not to minimize any of the victims of his sexual harassment, but he'd let people die. And no one at MSNBC screaming about that. And then they're barely screaming about his sexual allegations. If he was a Republican, they would be all over him, because they just pick and choose when Me Too is convenient for them. They should be screaming just as loud. Yeah. All right, everybody over on the Rockfin Dock Terminus, Seawalk, what's up? Thank you so much for supporting us over there. If you want to support what we're doing, go to rockfin.com/Graham Mallett. If you do a tip, that's a way to support the show, and I will answer those questions. It's like a super chat, but we're not allowed to do that because CIA Tube has been demonetizing us since February 1st. It is now August 4th. February, March, April, May, June, July. Now we're in August. 7 months of them sticking it to us. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love it. Yeah, Kate brings up a great point here. When I found out Nina Turner had hired Jeff Weaver, I lost any hope. I was really pretending it would be a slam dunk. No more elections. How about referenda? Yeah, that's the thing. I did a video on this a while ago. She's can't win as a Democrat. She ran as a Democrat. I'm not running. She did all this stuff for the People's Party and then ran as a Democrat because apparently the People's Party wasn't in her district. Okay, fine. Now do you want it in your district? I mean, corporate Democrats crushed her. The corporate Democratic machine funded her opponent. And then Emma Vagland, or whatever that chick's name is saying it's the People's Party's fault. Oh, I love it. It's just always somebody else's fault. Just always somebody else's fault. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if she would have won, okay, great. I didn't want her to lose, but I wasn't excited about her running because she's running as a Democrat. So she'll just acquiesce. Is she going to just show up for a photo op when Cori Bush is sleeping on the front steps like the squad did? It's just like, I don't have any, if you can't tell me it's time. Now it's time for the People's Party and then run as a Democrat. It just doesn't make sense to me. Do what Norma Jean Swearingen did. She had the guts and the courage to say the hell with the Democratic Party. and I hope Nina learns her lesson. I hope she jumps over. If she does, I'm all down. If Nina Turner jumps over to the People's Party and takes the glove off and starts being the Nina Turner we all want her to be, the one she's shown, the like fighter, the pit bull that's like, I ain't taking shit from this, and calls out the lies of the Democratic Party, not just the Republicans, then she's going to help change this country for the better. But right now she's just trying to play this, fix from within. Yeah. Vigeland. Yeah. She's part of the Sam Cedar show. It's boom, boom, boom. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put this quick segment together. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, go to grahamelwood.com for tickets for all of our live shows, especially Government Secrets, September 18th in Los Angeles. But the post-pandemic comedy tour starts September 11th in San Francisco. All right, all right, all right. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boop, 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 boop. I think Jimmy's doing a live Jimmy Dore show right now. Bo, 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 bo. Bo, 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 bo. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, so I'm going to slow time loading in again. God damn it. All right, everybody. Always forget to tune in on Rockfin. No worries. Graham, been following the fires above Sacramento. They just lost control of one. Town of Greenville may be gone. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm about to do a story on this. Oh, it's awful. Doc Terminus, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting us at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. People believing after however many years of grotesque failure and in your face selling out, Nina Turner was going to fix things. How many times do people have to see this play out, Graham? We're a nation of children of alcoholics. It's so true, dude. It's so true. Now it's going to be different. And this is what you do when you've grown up with alcoholism. Or if you've ever just been in a relationship with someone who's an active addict, is you keep thinking this time's going to be different. This time's going to be different. And the person who was never able to give you love and support or couldn't be there for you, or they were there for you part of the time. They're there for you like 10 or 20% of the time. And that other 80% of the time, you keep getting frustrated, but you keep clinging to that 20% when they were there for you. You know, or it's like someone who's always in and out of rehab or whatever, you know, you're like, this time it's going to be different. This time my dad's going to get sober because he said he was going to. This time it's going to be different. And it isn't. It isn't. And you have no control over that person. And hey, you hope they get help. You can have compassion for them, you know, but you got to detach with love. That's all good. But this keeping, it's an expression. It's going to the hardware store for milk. You know, it's like one time they sold milk at the hardware store, one time by mistake. Like the milk guy, they add an extra thing of it and they just happen to like, hey, we got some milk. We're selling it. We're getting rid of it. Oh, wow. And then you keep going back. They're going to have milk. No, they're not. 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 Nothing about Nina Turner's race surprised me at all. Shocker. The Democratic machine bankrolled the corporate Democrat to defeat her and then paid, you know, sheepdogs for the Democratic Party, like Emma Vigeland or whatever her name is, and Sam Cedar and these types. They say, oh, the People's Party got in the way again. See what you guys did. Right. That's what it is. They're suckers. Farkas Garvey, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. First it was Elizabeth Warren, then Obama, then Bernie, then Osei, then Tulsi. I have no faith in Nina whatsoever. As cynical as that sounds, she could be doing much, much more, just like the rest of them. No excuses. Absolutely. And look, had she left for the People's Party, everyone would be on board with her. Bernie was at the draft Bernie movement was recruiting him to leave the Democratic Party. Everyone would have loved him. Same thing with Tulsi. She didn't do it. They all keep thinking they're going to change. So the minute someone says I'm running as a Democrat, forget it. I don't know if you've noticed. I haven't had a Democrat on this show in over a year. Anyone I'm running for a progressive in this seat. No, boo. Sorry, not having you. I'm sure you got good intentions. I'm sure you got a great platform, but once you're inside the Democratic Party, you are done. I'll have Paula Jean Swearengin on here. I'll have Nick Brana, any People's Party candidate, I will have them on this show. Anyone. I'll have Greens on here too. I'll have Green Party candidates on here. I'll even have Libertarian candidates if they're running against one of the two big dipshit parties. the revolving dipshits, the R and the D, the Republicans and the Democrat, the revolving dipshits. I'll even have a libertarian on the show because I would vote for a libertarian over a Republican or a Democrat any day of the week. Any day of the week. I will not vote for those two corporate parties. I will not vote for them. I won't donate money to them. I won't give them a platform on this show to help fundraising. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. This show's not that big. I'm a teeny little show. You know, I'm not doing it. Look what Jimmy did. He helped AOC. And what does she do? Oh, Jimmy's mean to me. I'm not helping these people. I'll help independent candidates. I'll help third-party candidates, but I will not help any of the two big parties ever. Farkas Garvey, shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Thank you. Good point. Seawalk. What's up, Seawalk? Shave your knuckles for justice. Thanks for supporting us at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. With more and more pressure facing Governor Cuomo of New York, do you think any more pressure will fall on creepy Joe Biden's past? Found it interesting he's calling for Cuomo to resign, but that's all he will say on the matter, probably because it is all the skeletons of over 40 years of working in the swamp. Time to have Tara Reid on soon if possible. Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. I just want to weigh in real quick on this. Joe Biden is now saying Cuomo's got to go, and Cuomo is sexually harassing people, and he should be fired. He absolutely should be fired. But what's very noticeable is how the Democrats and their media outlets, which is the MSNBC and CNN, Fox, you know, is for the Republicans. All these people that have been screaming Me Too, Kavanaugh, all these people on the Twitter was, social media was just overrun in 2017, 2018, right? During the whole Me Too thing, overrun. But now it's kind of quiet. And this is the hypocrisy of the Me Too movement. And now Joe Biden is calling this out. Is anyone in the media going to give Tara Reid an interview in the corporate media? I will. Tara, I'd love to have you on the show to tell your story. She even tweeted out, at 2, Joe? Like, it's unreal. She was shunned. She's been, she's crazy. If she would have accused a Republican, they would have propped her up. Alyssa Milano would have been starting a parade. But this is preposterous that they're so silent or just kind of like, yeah, Cuomo, boy, it's a tough one. No, why aren't you screaming from the mountaintops that he's a sexual abuser? Why aren't you screaming that he let people die because he closed hospitals in New York for the last 10 years? His policies caused more deaths in New York when the COVID outbreak first hit in spring of 2020. Where's that outrage? How come Tara Reid isn't like the poster child for the Me Too movement? Because what? She had the audacity to come forward about being raped by a Democrat? That's why I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I wasn't voting for the lesser of two rapists. So I really hope this Vote Any Blue Will Do crowd wakes up and says, let's get them all out of there. Let's get Cuomo out of there. Let's get Biden out of there. Let's get them all out of there. And then let's bring all the when Kamala Harris becomes president, let's bring all the families of all the black people she put behind bars as Attorney General of the state of California. Let's talk to them. Let's get them out there. Let's hold her accountable for that. Let's start holding these people accountable for all the people's lives they've ruined. When will this happen? But the propaganda machine makes people people that voted for Trump in the red states and Fox News made excuses for Trump, and people in the blue states, and MSNBC and CNN, they make excuses for Biden and the Democrats. They'll be kind of tough on them just to say, hey, I held them to the fire on this thing. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Those people I have no respect for either of those parties. You can't look yourself in the mirror and say, Joanne Reid, Tucker Carlson, none of them can look themselves in the mirror and say, I held both parties equally accountable. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. So I'm glad Cuomo's going down, but let's hope Biden goes with him. Let's bring back Tara Reid and have her tell her story. How come Rachel Maddow's never interviewed Tara Reid? Too busy talking about Russia? Too busy talking about how great Obama was? You remember Obama deported 3 million people, built cages at the border, separated kids, separated families at the border, dropped more bombs than Bush, gave the banks $1 trillion and let 6 million foreclosures happen and did nothing about it. You remember Obama, right? Our hero, big hope and change hero. Cuomo is awful. So's Biden. So's Harris. So's the Republicans. They're all awful. They're all awful. I don't know when people are going to wake up. I really don't. But let's hope this does it. So thanks for watching the show. Shave your knuckles for justice. You're all making Gotham great again. Ba-boom. Let's make that into a full-blown segment, my friend. Would be great to see more active members of the Peace and Freedom Party in California. Absolutely. They've been around for decades and registered in the state. Good platform. Yeah, I'm down with any of these. Yeah. I'd like to see the People Party include more intelligent center-right candidates a la Eric Weinstein's Unity 2020 platform. It's not a people's party if we're not uniting all the disaffected progressive and conservative. Yeah, let's unite the working class. Let's do that. I'm down with that. That's a good plan. Thank whatever higher power you like for 12-step program so we don't have to be crazy codependent. You got that right. Oh, dad, brother. Graham, you're so ignorant on this. Rachel Maddow, Hassan, ironclad fake eyelash contract with Maybelline. She can't cover me to Democrats without losing money. You're right, Doc. I'm very ignorant. That's my fault. I failed again. Farkas Garvey. Shave your knuckles for justice. Still blows my mind that Biden's hair sniffing creepy shit. Pedo peculiarities are a YouTube search away and liberals remain oblivious. I wish Trump had put the kitty sniffing in his campaign ad. Surprised he didn't, but Trump is also a pedo. Just crazy what we let slide in America. Yeah. Yep. 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 People get more mad at YouTube comedians than they do that our last two presidents have ties to Epstein and are probably pedophiles, or at least they're letting a pedophiles operate. At the very least, they're at least letting it happen. They're friends with them at the very least. That's the best case scenario. It's disgusting to me. Yeah. All right, kids, I don't mean to look at my watch a lot, but I got to do a live show tonight. Hold on, folks. Let me check if there's any. Yes, I am. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. If you guys sent me anything on Venmo. Marco Gonzalez, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting me at Venmo, which is at Graham-Elwood. You can also go to GrahamElwood.com. I have a PayPal button. There's political vigilante merch you can buy. All supports the channel. It sucks. Not a lot of stand-ups don't come to downtown Riverside, California for a show. A lot of working class, underpaid Latino Black just outside of LA that have pro-union ideas and don't have more union support. Marcus, thank you for sending me that. So the weekend of September 24th, Ron and I were supposed to go to Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver, Canada. The Portland venue, we were having problems finding a Portland venue. Some of them went out of business, unfortunately, and was the case in Seattle, which was heartbreaking. And Vancouver is still, Canada is still closed. So we have that weekend open. So if you can suggest, if you know a decent 100-seat venue in Riverside that weekend, Ron and I would come out there and do a show. We're trying to find something like local in California, or, you know, we're trying to find a Vegas room or San Diego or something. So if you send it to me on Venmo, if you know of a venue out in Riverside that we could do, a 100-seat venue, rock club, something like that, let me know, brother. I appreciate it. And you bring up a great point. I'd love to do Riverside. So thanks, man. We fall forward together, amigo, which is probably the DNC slogan. Yeah, pedo adjacent. Show Kate some love, our moderator. She's always doing a fantastic job, everybody. She's probably going to go to Jimmy's show in Chicago next week. All right, let's do another segmente. Whoops. I'm Owen, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Thank you for supporting our show, everybody. We are in our 7th month of being demonetized by YouTube, and it sucks. And thanks to many of you, you're supporting us at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. There's a lot of great premium content over there and free content. It's free to sign up. I've got a PayPal button. All my tour dates are at grahamelwood.com. Come see Ron Placone and I on the road. There's also a live Government Secrets Lee Camp and I are doing September 18th in Los Angeles. Check all that out at grahamelwood.com. Because I want to keep talking about the fact that the environment is collapsing. You know, and the corporate media talks about it, but they don't really do anything. I mean, they don't pressure politicians. You know, if people would have stormed the Capitol to demand action on climate change, I would have been down with that, because we're facing extinction, guys, and it keeps getting worse and worse. Every year I've done this show, I've been like, the fires on the West Coast keep getting worse and worse. The fire season started in June this summer. Usually it starts like late August, September, October, because a lot of the West Coast doesn't get a lot of rain in the summertime. And if you had a dry winter like we had, it only makes it worse. Well, the fires have just been awful. Wildfire fighters advance against biggest U.S. blaze amid dire warnings. Oregon's bootleg fire, which is 84% contained, which is good. That's good news. But parched condition raised risk of new ignitions. They've had record temperatures in Oregon, 110, 120 degree, crazy temperatures. I lived in my parents, my mom and stepdad lived in Portland when I was in college, right? In the late 80s, early 90s. And I spent summers there. I've spent a lot of time in Portland. In the 80s, there was never temperatures above like 90 degrees in the summer, ever. Now they've had 100 degree like every summer. And now the fires are out of control. Same thing in California, same thing in Washington, same thing in Canada. It's nuts. It's nuts. Remember Joe Biden during the campaign said we didn't meet middle ground on climate policy. Oh, is this middle ground? Biggest wildfire we're having? Worst see every year in California. Every fall. I've said this. It's the worst fire season. They just broke last year's record. Every year we keep saying that. Remember the fires 2 years ago in Australia? That were nuts, that was insane. I mean, I don't know what Australia is doing. I don't know if I find it hard to believe they're being dumber than the United States. That's a tough trick to be dumber than the United States. I mean, we're number one in dumbness. We're the number one stupidity dumber dumbs of the world. Trust me. We get the gold medal in dumbity. Yeah, we do. Try to argue with me. I'm so much dumber than you. You can't even argue with me. I'm so dumb. Lesser than two evils is still evil. That's why we have fires like this. Trump was awful for the environment. Yes, he was. But the Democrats allowed him to happen. Obama in 8 years could have put to bed all this bad policy. He let pipelines happen. He said, let's see how the Standing Rock, we'll see how that plays out. Water protectors, many of whom were Native American on their sovereign land, were getting sprayed with fire hoses and water cannons, while Tiger Swan, a private security company that was used in Iraq, employed the same anti-terrorist tactics against people that just wanted clean water. Obama could have put sweeping laws on the books to make it impossible for any future president to undo it. But he didn't, because that's how they just kicked this. The Republicans and Democrats just kicked this football back and forth. Right? John Kerry, I just did that other video. He just made that quote. Oh, Trump was so bad. He lost credibility in the nation stage on climate change. Yeah, of course he did, but you didn't do anything for it either. When you were Secretary of State under Obama and Biden. So here's what the reality. This is what happens when you have 8 years of Bill Clinton and 8 years of Obama, and they don't do anything. And now we've got Joe Biden, who's got control of the Senate and the Congress. Trump didn't even have that. You have more control than Trump had, and yet they're still trying to blame Trump for this. Do something. And hold people like Cori Bush and the squad accountable. Get them to sleep out overnight for a real Green New Deal. This is the National Interagency Fire Center. So this is they just put out the information. This is one of these, governmental Twitter accounts. They're just putting out information. Wildland fire outlook. Above normal significant fire potential is forecast to continue through September for much of the Northwest, Northern Rockies, and northern portions of Great Basin and Rocky Mountain geographic areas. Above normal significant fire potential is forecast to continue through September for much of the Northwest. More pipelines? We have fires in California. Is Gavin Newsom, our governor, going to keep issuing fracking permits like he did last year? This Gavin Newsom is coming to the rescue for Californians who have lost their jobs due to COVID. On that same day of April last year, in April, whenever he gave some stimulus or whatever, issued 24 fracking permits. Vote him out. He's terrified of losing the recall. Vote him out. Vote out everybody. Vote Biden out, vote Cori Bush out, vote them all out. If they don't get shit passed, vote them out. Vote the squad out, vote them out. Get rid of them. Vote out Garcetti, the mayor of Los Angeles. Vote out the governors of all these states. I don't vote them out. Because this is the reality. Do you live in any of these areas? Orange is active fires. Fire or thermal anomaly. Areas burned in past fire. So all the gray has already burned. The Dixie Fire, over 200,000 acres burned, now 35% contained. The Bootleg Fire, 84% contained. Look at this. New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, California. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Western states. That's just this summer thus far. It's August 4th as we're recording this. Look at this. This fire is near Sacramento. They're saying a city is close to getting done. We're supposed to do Sacramento September 12th, Ron and I keep saying, like, when Santa Rosa just like burned to the ground like 3 years ago. What's it going to take? Sacramento, the capital of California, to burn to the ground? Is that when maybe we'll do something about it? When Los Angeles burns to the ground? The sad reality, Americans aren't going to do a goddamn thing about this until the Super Bowl's canceled because of climate change. Then Americans might go, oh, wait a minute. And this isn't a red state or blue state issue. Red state, red state, red state, red state, blue state, red state, it doesn't matter. Fires don't give a shit if you're a red state or a blue state. Look at these two fires crossing the border between California and Nevada. Look at these fires between covering 3 different borders. They don't give a shit. What's it going to take? Phoenix to burn to the ground? I mean, what? I don't know what is it going to take? Seattle goes up in smoke. What happens? Then we'll do something. This is just a news agency in Los Angeles. Temperatures will be increasing, peaking Tuesday, Wednesday this coming week. Widespread hundreds are expected for interior areas of San Gabriel Valley by Tuesday, with cooler temps near the coast. This can be hazardous for vulnerable populations, so prepare accordingly. Now the entire globe finds itself trapped in a gruesome logic of capitalism. By the way, this is all caused by capitalism, where it is perfectly rational for the rich to continue doing something that is destroying the earth. Suck out all the resources, profit, profit, profit. Just go for the next quarter's stock price, the quarterly report. Don't care about burning all these fossil fuels, about the United States military is the number one polluter. The number one polluter. Oh, and which political party that controls the Senate just gave Democrat Joe Biden $25 billion more for the war machine? Oh, the Democrats control the Senate and the Congress, and they just gave Biden $25 billion more. Democrats and Republicans joining together for the war machine. The number one polluter on the earth is the U.S. military. So we could be spending hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars on stopping climate collapse, but we're not. We're pushing war, and we're trying to make China and Russia the bad guys. We should be pushing them, instead of China and Russia that have abandoned the petrodollar and are using the petro yuan and have, I think, 3 pipelines to take oil from Russia into China. We should be like, hey guys, stop with the pipelines. But we don't have a leg to stand on. Biden might come out and stop one pipeline. He'll let all the other ones go. This corporate greed is destroying the planet. And climate collapse doesn't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Doesn't care. Doesn't care. Doesn't care if you got a red hat or a blue hat. Doesn't care. Capitalism is the machine made to squeeze every last cent out of this planet until there is nothing left. We can either fool ourselves about that until it kills us, or we can change it. Do you care about the environment? Did you vote for Biden and the squad and all them? Then you better pressure the shit out of them. Let's camp out on the Capitol steps until they make a real climate policy. Because the West Coast is going to go up in smoke. What's it going to take? The West Coast is on fire. Florida's underwater. Texas, remember Texas? Had the ice storms in March, I think March or April, and people without power, people were starving, people died. Texas always has hot summers. They're going to break records in Texas. Is their power grid going to get taxed? And it's going to shut everybody down, and then people are going to die. Older, elderly, and vulnerable people are going to die because it's 130 degrees in their apartment or whatever. What's it going to take, guys? This is when you vote for the lesser of two evils, you get evil. When I voted for Jill Stein, I was called, I helped Trump. Really? The woman that helped draft the Green New Deal? The Green Party. They're so powerful? We can't do this at the ballot box, gang. We need direct action. We need to shut stuff down. We need a general strike. We need to be like, demand these politicians. They need to be scared of us. The squad needs to be afraid. AOC needs to be afraid that her own constituents are going to vote her out. The people that supported her last time are not going to do it this time. They need to be that afraid. Let me tell you something. I live in California. There's a big recall movement for Governor Gavin Newsom, who's a Democrat. Because progressives are like, hey, man, I don't care. And he's like, well, we're maybe hold back on these fracking permits because he's scared. Yes, he should be scared that he's going to lose his goddamn job. You ever seen a head sports coach in the professional level. When they produce winning teams, they stay in. When they produce losing teams, they're fucking fired. People come to the stands and boo them. Their own fans boo losing teams, as well they should. Why would you spend your hard-earned money to go watch professional sports, bloated ticket prices, $5 for a hot dog, $10 for a beer or whatever? Why would you spend those money to watch a crappy team play? Boo them, get them fired. Treat politicians the way we do professional coaches. Oh, you had a losing record? You're fired. You said you were going to get us Medicare for all and a real Green New Deal, and you haven't? You're fired. Hey, squad, pack your shit. You're fired. Joe Biden, you're done. I didn't dance in the streets when that guy got elected because I couldn't vote for that rapist. Get them scared because you should be scared. You want to know why you should be scared? Because the country's on fire. Next winter, we're going to have floods and we're going to have frozen this and freezing that. There's going to be a pipeline spill somewhere in here too. Politicians you vote for are the ones you need to hold more accountable. Those are the ones you need to be the hardest on. I've said this numerous times. Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, they've never promised me a damn thing. They've never promised me Medicare for all or a Green New Deal. I don't give a damn what they think. The squad promised me Medicare for all. They promised me Green New Deal, and they couldn't even do force the vote, those candy asses. For them, it's more important to get mad at YouTube comedians that are angry rather than prevent people from dying. And the Democratic Party gets a lot of money from the fossil fuel industry, a lot of money from all these companies that are profiting from the earth collapsing. Goldman Sachs finances a lot of these things. These big banks, they finance pipelines. Pull your money out of big banks and put them into credit unions. Make sure the credit unions don't finance pipelines and shit like that. Hit them where they're count. Vote with your dollars. That's what you got to do. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. But Graham, this is incrementalism. I know, we need more incrementalism. If we input our fiat currency into our economy at the level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs instead of the level of corporations that are already wildly profitable, that means everything necessary for clean air and water as well, and security. Good point. Yes, 2017, we're still reeling in Santa Rosa. I'm sorry to hear that. It's 102 right now outside, and it's dark outside. So girls don't burn so well, and there's little brush there around town is already burned. Jesus. Yeah. Extra blue places like California, New York, or Hawaii are ruled by Republicans who ran as Democrats because an R can't get you elected there. That's a great point. I know. It's a great point. Folks, that's my show. I got to sing a song, and then we're going to roll on out of here. I will be taking the week off. My birthday is tomorrow. So I'm going to take tomorrow through the weekend off. Might even take Monday off. I'll be back next week, Tuesday at the latest. Yeah. So this is the part of the show where I have to shut the YouTube part down because they are threatening copyright strikes when I do the karaoke. It's a fun part of the show, and I'm so sorry you're missing it. If you want to watch it, you can go to rockfin.com. It's free to sign up, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. I'll give you a minute to go over there right now. We're going to do the karaoke. And thanks for supporting the show. All my karaoke videos are available at rockfin.com/Graham Elwood if you do the premium, which is $10, and you get everybody on the whole platform. It's $10 for everybody's premium. Everyone that's on Rockfin. Jimmy, Ron, Abby Martin, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, everybody. You get the whole gang. So head on over to Rockfin. She talks to angels.
I feel like I've only been single for 5 minutes.
You have the horniest vibe.
Boom, shellac, lack, boom. Doc Terminus, shave your knuckles for justice. Happy effing birthday, man. Thanks for the laughs through the pandemic lockdowns. You're a force for good in the world. Muppet Rising. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a tough year and a half for all of us for a lot of different reasons. And it's, I appreciate you guys supporting me doing the show. It's hard. And then I do all this stuff, and sometimes it's not fun. And sometimes I got to take a ton of shit, but I always end up making a joke about it. And now my TikTok's gone viral, which is so great. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, I really appreciate it because sometimes it's tough. This is my all-time favorite songs. Thank you so much. Looking forward to the September 11th show in San Francisco. Be there with you. Right on. That's good. That's going to be the first show of the tour. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, YouTubers, jump on over to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Thank you, everybody, for watching on YouTube. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, YouTube, which has demonetized me, is forcing me to do this, so we can only do the karaoke if you watch on Rockfin. Sorry. Thanks for watching, YouTubers. Shave your knuckles for justice. You're all fantastic citizens of the world.